Yeah, and David, the thing actually that I think when you look back that concerns most, not just policymakers, but Americans that are focused on this, is it's not just the fact that he's siding up next to the world's worst dictator, who has nuclear weapons, and abandoning an ally of 80 years. I think the most concerning part continues to be sort of, and you saw it in Peggy Noonan's column, the Wall Street Journal on Friday, just this boredom, just this sort of ad hoc nature. Like his foreign policy is jagged, it's ad hoc, it's undisciplined, and it's sort of a distracted foreign policy, distracted from history, distracted from alliances, distracted from the very things that we have built America's national security on since the end of World War II. And so what happens is you have the president deciding, because he likes a couple of love letters to and from Kim Jong-un, that's going to replace 80 years of North Korea's tyranny. And suddenly he's okay with that. Or he just walks around the Oval Office and he doesn't have a good call with the leader of Switzerland. So, again, a jagged move. He decides he's going to raise tariffs on Switzerland. Canada, smoke comes over the border in natural forest fires. Jagged move. He decides he's going to do that. Or we're going to talk about Canada being 51st state. Or I could list 1,000 different things. Greenland, blow up the greatest alliance in history with NATO. If you just look what NATO has done from 1947 through 2026, blow that up because he decides he wants to take over Greenland. Like, in the same way he wants to build an arch, in the same way that, he wants his name on the Kennedy Center. He just wants a monument to himself. And again, it's all jagged, it's all radical, it's all ad hoc, and it's all together making America weaker across the globe.
I agree, frankly, on every word. It's erratic, and it's an abject failure. And I just want to talk about some of the history here with North Korea. Kim Jong-un, we think he's 42 or 43. Was the son of Kim Jong-il, the previous dictator of North Korea. There's a Brookings study. This is going back to the 1990s, but the estimate is that at least 2 million North Koreans, 2 million in the 1990s, died of starvation in North Korea. Americans have been kidnapped and held hostage in North Korea. North Korea sent troops to battle Ukraine. And then what's extraordinary is South Korea, and, my daughters love South Korea. They love South Korean culture. It's seen as this dynamic, amazing democracy worldwide. And yet you have Donald Trump, and one thing they've wanted is just civilian nuclear power. Who did that go to? The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who's accused of killing a journalist and using a buzzsaw to dismember him. So it's extraordinary how he's so much of what President Trump is doing is against basic American values, and it's not working. I mean, you mentioned tariffs. They haven't brought jobs home. The Supreme Court's ruled them illegal. So it was just another sad weekend with another erratic decision by the president that just weakens the United States. And lastly, China is thrilled. There's no question what is the steady, and most rapidly growing, most impressive country right now. And it's got a terrible domestic record. There's no democracy in China, but there's no question it's China compared to Donald Trump's America at this point.